Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to be giving you my top 20 tips for Jurassic World Evolution 3 for how to be a smooth, efficient, and reputable park manager and to reduce chaos like this happening. And in no particular order, let's get into it. Tip number 1. The first thing you want to do when you start any park, you need to get those restrooms, shelters, and small hotel in as soon as possible. I know, it's super tempting just to jump straight into hatching dinosaurs and watching the chaos unfold, but trust me, your guests are not going to have a good time if you skip on these basics. So before you even think about dropping in your first T-Rex or setting up fancy attractions, get your park foundations sorted. Restrooms, shelters, and small hotels, get them in early, keep your guests happy, and your park rating will thank you later. Tip number 2. Let's talk shelters. So yeah, technically you do need them. You'll notice in the management menu that they are definitely a requirement for overall guest satisfaction, but honestly, you can just consider them decoration in your park. By the time your guests actually find one and you manage to open it after a dino inevitably escapes, you've probably already lost a couple of guests to said escapees. Let's be real, people don't wait around politely whilst you're leisurely selecting open on a shelter, so don't even stress about opening and closing these things. Your real priority? Tranquilizing those rampaging dinos and cleaning up the chaos afterwards. The key here is speed. Get these dinos back in the enclosures and your profits will thank you for it later. Tip number 3, let's talk amenities. Rule number 1, always select the type of amenity that gives you the most profit. For example, if you put a food amenity down, it could be steaks or it could be sushi. The shopping amenity could be a shop that sells t-shirts or it could be a shop that sells hats. Just pick the one that gives you the most profit at the time. Don't worry too much about the little smiley faces on the guest satisfaction for now. Just focus on that income section and make sure it has the highest number possible. Scroll through all of your options and take note of which one's bringing the highest income. Now hop over to your perks and do the exact same thing. Check which gives you the most income. By the time you're done with this, you should have all smiley faces and more income, but keep checking them as they can change and you might need to change different perks to accommodate your guests and get the most income. Tip number 4, I want to talk about the Coleys and Compies. These little guys are super cheap and honestly, they're like the perfect sidekick for almost any dinosaur you've got in your park. Since they're so easy to mix and match, they're great for boosting your species count, which, as you know, really helps pushing that 5-star rating. And honestly, these guys are super easy to keep. For tip 5, I'm going to talk about power stations. These can be a bit pricey to research, but honestly, they're totally worth it. Sure, your backup generators are great to start with, but over time they'll end up costing you a ton of money just to keep refueling. And really, your backup generators should pretty much just be, well, backups. The clue is in the name, isn't it? So here's the trick. Get your main power stations running your park so everything is nice and stable. Then use your backup generators on the really important stuff, like fences and key buildings, just to keep them safe if things do go sideways. Do this and your park won't be left in the dark. Literally. Okay, so if you've watched my challenge videos, then you'll know this advice I really need to take for myself. But hey, maybe you can learn from my mistakes. Tip number 6 is contracts, and they are honestly one of the easiest ways to get your cash up early in the game. And here's the thing, don't just wait for them to pop up, go ahead and request them for yourself. Usually at the very start you can pick up something simple, like building a restroom, and really you're doing that anyway at this stage. But now, instead of just spending time and resources, you're actually getting paid to do it. Easy money, and it sets you up nicely for the rest of your park. Tip number 7 is an obvious one, but a necessary one. Wide paths. Alright, so here's the deal. You want as many guests in your park as possible, but your paths and space can really hold you back. If you find yourself struggling to hit that magic number of 400 guests to unlock the wide path research, don't panic. The trick? Just spread your attractions out a little bit and make sure your guests do a little bit of extra walking. Yeah, it sounds sneaky, but it works. Once you hit that 400 guest mark, wide paths will unlock and your park will flow so much better. And remember, the more space your guests have to roam, the happier they are. And happier guests mean more profits. So give them room, keep them moving, and watch your park's income start climbing. For tip number 8, let's talk about the management menu. Ideally, you want to be checking this every 5 minutes or so. It's basically your park's heartbeat. It tells you what your guests need, and the closer everything is to 100%, the more money you'll make, which of course means better dinosaurs. Plus, it's super helpful if you're going for that 5-star challenge. I've seen people stuck at 3.5 stars thinking, oh, I'll just throw 50 T-Rexes in and boom, 5 stars. But here's the thing, if you check the management menu, you'll probably see that you haven't completed enough contracts or objectives. Getting 5 stars isn't about the biggest, scariest dinosaurs, it's about completing your objectives and keeping your park running smoothly. Alright, here's a really solid tip at number 9 for getting a super cool, high appeal enclosure. The Allosaurus and the Ceratosaurus can actually live together, which is awesome because they're both really good appeal dinosaurs, not too expensive, and sharing an enclosure saves you on a ton of space, which, let's be honest, is always a bonus in these parks. But here's the fun part. If you want to make your money back on these guys, just hop in your helicopter and snap a photo of them together. Seriously, a single photo can net you over 200,000 in cash. That's basically paying for these dinosaurs themselves. So it's a win-win. Amazing enclosure, happy guests checking out your awesome dinos, and a big cash boost for your park. Honestly, these two together are a perfect combo for any park that wants appeal, efficiency, and a little easy money as a bonus. Alright, here's a cheeky tip for number 10. Something you could do in Evolution 1, but I'm pretty sure you can't do in Evolution 2, and honestly, I get why. Because it's a bit of a, well, let's call it a cheat. They might patch this in future updates, so enjoy it while you can. Basically, if a dinosaur breaks out or is about to, just pause the game, then either delete the broken fence and rebuild it, or if a dino is already trying to escape, pause and rebuild another fence right around where he's breaking out. And the best part? The look on the little dino's face when they realise they've broken free, only to realise they're still enclosed, it's priceless. Chaos avoided and your park stays intact. Honestly, sometimes it's the little things that make this game way too fun. We're at that halfway point, and if you're enjoying this video so far, be sure to go ahead and like and subscribe, it really helps me out. Let's carry on with the final 10. Tip number 11 is staff logistics. At the start of your park while you're hiring your staff members, you really want to prioritise people with strong logistics skills. So if you see someone with, say, 3 logistics and only 1 in everything else, hire them, don't overthink it. Those logistics skills are super valuable because they let you research essential buildings like power stations and staff centres, which are 2 of the best things to get your park running efficiently from the get-go. And here's the bonus. Once you've got your staff centre up and running, you can hire more staff and level them up fit to exactly what your park needs. Basically, focusing on logistics first sets you up for a smooth, well-managed park, and it saves you a ton of headaches later. So for tip 12, I'ma be blunt. Avoid the raptors. And I don't mean just the velociraptors, I mean anything with the word raptor in it. Honestly, they really are nothing but a headache to look after. They're super smart, constantly trying to break out, and in actuality, their appeal isn't even that great compared to other dinosaurs you could have. You're basically signing up for constant chaos for very little payoff. So yeah, unless you're feeling extra spicy and love living on the edge, just skip the raptors. Trust me, your park and your sanity will thank me later. For tip number 13, let's talk about flattening the ground. You'll notice a lot of the time that you simply just can't place a building. Even though everything looks fine and nothing seems to be in the way, it can get super frustrating. The trick is smoothing out the terrain first before anything. Honestly, it makes placing buildings and items so much easier, like the game suddenly goes, oh sure, you can put that there. And the best part, it's completely free to do, no cost, no penalty, just a way to save yourself a ton of headaches when building your park. And maybe it's just me, but I find this incredibly satisfying to do. Seriously, this little trick can save you so much time and frustration and maybe calm the nerves before the chaos truly begins. Alright, tip 14. Don't blow your budget too soon. Start off cheap. Grab dinosaurs like the Dilophosaurus, the Dryosaurus, and the Gallimimus, pair them with the Compies and the Coleys from my earlier tip, and just like that, you've already got about 5 species without spending a fortune. This is perfect for getting your park running smoothly early on. Not only does it give your guests something to see and enjoy, but it also keeps your funds intact so you can save up for the really high appeal, jaw-dropping dinosaurs later. Basically, it's all about pacing yourself. Start small, make some cash, and then once your park is stable and profitable, you can start bringing in those big, exciting dinos that everyone loves. Smart park management equals more fun and more money. It's as simple as that. So tip 15 can be a little bit pricey, but honestly, it's totally worth it. Once you've got over 2 million, start looking into your improved yield and extraction capacity research. This is basically putting your park into 6th gear. Your extractions will start giving you way more fossils. You can also extract multiple fossils at the same time, which means you'll be getting dinosaurs so much faster. I noticed when I was doing the challenges that as soon as I unlocked the improved yield and extraction capacity, things just started flying. It wasn't long before the challenge was complete. So yeah, it's a bit of an investment, but the payoff is huge. Faster fossils, faster dinos, and much smoother park progression. Tip 16 kind of ties in with the last one, but it too is super important. Always be sending out expeditions, and I mean always. Even if you don't actually need any more dinosaurs at the moment. Why? Because the gold and treasure you get from each expedition is solid profit. Seriously, those little payouts really add up over time and can help you fund bigger projects in your park. So don't let your expedition team sit around doing nothing. Keep them busy, bring in that extra cash, and you'll be surprised how quickly it boosts your park's resources and your ability to expand and get the really cool dinosaurs that you didn't know you needed. Alright, so tip 17 is you don't always need to rely on fences to keep your dinosaurs contained. There are actually other items you can use to create enclosures, and this is a total game changer for challenges like the Japan map. For example, using stone walls is a really smart way to enclose your dinosaurs. They are free, first of all, they can look great, they take up less space in some cases, and can really help you get creative with your park's layout. So don't just think fences. Experiment with different items to keep your dinos safe and happy. It's a small trick, but it can make a huge difference, especially when you're tight on space or trying to complete specific challenges. For tip 18, you want to make sure you've got your water near your viewing galleries. I've seen so many exhibits where the water is right in the middle of the enclosure and the guests simply can't see the dinosaurs because the viewing gallery doesn't reach that far. Remember, most dinosaurs love hanging out by the water. That's where they drink, where they chill, and spend a lot of their time. So if your water is way out of view, guess what? Your guests are staring at empty grass. And this isn't real life. They're not going to come back later hoping for a better look. In the Jurassic World Evolution series, if the guests can't see a dinosaur, they are gone. They'll just pack up and leave. So keep your water close to the galleries, keep your dinos visible, and your guests and your profits will stick around. Alrighty, for tip 19, always leave some space near your park entrance. Trust me, you'll thank yourself later on. Once you unlock the monorail or hyperloop, you're going to want to drop a station right near the entrance, because that's going to massively boost your transport rating. Think like one of your guests. When they walk through those gates, they're not thinking, wow, I can't wait to see the Dryosaurus. No one's saying that. They're thinking, where's the T-Rex? I want to see the big guy. So give them a fast way to get there. A monorail or hyperloop right by the entrance gets guests around the park quicker, it keeps them happy, and it bumps up your ratings. It's a small bit of planning that makes a huge difference later on. And coming in with my final tip, tip 20, if you're struggling to hit that 5-star and need a big boost in appeal, here's a solid move. Build yourself a lagoon. Throw in a couple of Chronosaurus and boom, instant appeal strike. These guys look awesome, pull massive crowds, and best of all, they can't break out. Like, what are they gonna do? Flop across the park and chase guests to the gift shop? I don't think so. So yeah, if you want that big appeal jump without the chaos of escaped dinos tearing up your park, the Lagoon is the way to go. Big appeal, zero drama, unless you want to count the splashing. Thank you everyone so much for watching this video. If you liked this video, definitely let me know in the comments which was your favourite tip. Did you follow along with any of these? And if I missed any out, definitely let me know what your favourite tips are in the comments below. I'd love to chat. Be sure to stick around for lots of new content coming up on the channel, and I will catch you all in my next video.